How to Train Your Useless Dragon by Mika Crispy on AO3. Chapter 14. How to Meet a Dragon. Hi, I'm Mina. The girl is pink, hair and skin, whole body is pink. And she has horns. And her eyes are black where they're supposed to be white. It takes several moments for Bakugou to get over these facts and accept that now he has a new dragon to deal with. Luckily, this one knows that humans wear clothes. The girl is wearing what looks like an exact replica of the fisherman's attire, mid-calf brown pants, white baggy cotton shirt. However, she doesn't seem to have gotten the memo that humans aren't pink and don't have horns. I'm Bakugou Katsuki, and this idiot is Kirishima Eijiro. Bakugou introduces them, because Shitty Hair doesn't seem to have gotten over the surprise yet. It's nice to meet you, Bakugou and Kirishima. The girl says, perfectly, and with a big smile. I'm here looking for Izuku. Glad to know you guys are taking care of him. It makes my job much easier since I don't have to kill you. Huh? How the fuck can you talk? Deku here spent weeks mumbling like an idiot before he got his words right. Katsuki protests. Is his dragon an idiot? He always thought Deku was smart. But maybe he was wrong. Not done. Izuku whines. It's not fair. I have never talked to humans before. Mina's around humans all the time. Is she? And how come no one told Bakugo there was a pink girl running around the village? Katsuki may not be into gossip, but he sure as hell would have heard something about a pink girl with horns mingling with the locals. Fuck. They're all going to need to talk about this shit. Let's sit down and talk, Katsuki grumbles. We have a lot of shit to understand. Izuku and Mei nod, and the boy takes her by the hand towards the big tree they usually sit under. Katsuki motions to follow them, but then he notices Kirishima is still frozen in place. Hey, Shitty Hair, you fucking alive? Katsuki says, nudging his friend in the ribs with his elbow. She is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, Kirishima answers with a dazed expression. The fuck? She is pink, Katsuki exclaims, confused as he looks from the girl to Kirishima several times. Kirishima looks at him, freaked out, and whispers, Dude, don't make her uncomfortable, or else she might want to leave. But we want her to leave, Katsuki says, exasperated. Is my hair alright? Kirishima says as he pats his hair down, straightens his shirt, and stands a little taller. Your hair is always shit. Is this for real life, or did Bakugo enter a different dimension where nothing makes any fucking sense? You gotta help me, bro. Do you remember what I did to help Thero ask out that girl from Hasu during the last festival? We're going to do that plan, okay? Kirishima says, holding Katsuki's shoulder and looking at him seriously in the eye. What fucking plan? The fuck are you doing? Katsuki yells, but Kirishima is already walking confidently towards the dragons with a winning smile in place, ready to charm Mina. Mina and Izuku are sitting down under the tree, talking quietly. Bakugo sees as Kirishima grabs the girl's hand and gives it a kiss on its back. Mina and Izuku looked confused at her hand, as Kirishima sits down by her side, with a sharky smile, as if he just won the lottery. Katsuki feels the veins in his temple throb with the restrained rage. This fucking idiot wants to play the charmer with the fucking dragon they need to get rid of. What the fuck did Bakugo do in his past life to be doomed to deal with this kind of bullshit? Whatever. He's going to need to ignore this for now and talk to Mina and ask her to leave. Katsuki takes a seat by Izuku's side, grumpily glaring at Kirishima and Mina. So, humans, right? This is interesting. Never seen two before, Mina says happily. Yeah, explains this shit better. How the fuck are you around humans all the time? Katsuki asks, facing the girl who looks away, too happily and relaxed for this kind of conversation they're about to have. Oh, That is my job. I follow humans every day at sea. At sea? You mean the fishermen in the boats? Katsuki asked, confused. Exactly. Mina is the youngest dragon to ever be accepted in the patrol party. She is very famous. Izuku explains, excitedly. Patrol party? Really? That sounds so manly. Tell me more about your job there. Kirishima's smile was sickening, and Katsuki feels like vomiting. The fucker is even batting his eyelashes. The patrol party is the job of the biggest prestige a dragon can have. Some say being an elder is the biggest honor, but I disagree. The members of the patrol party spend their days patrolling our territory to make sure every other dragon is safe and protected. Only the strongest and bravest dragons are allowed in. Izuku gushes about his friend, gesticulating wildly. Oh, Izuku, you flatter me. Mina smiles and gives the other dragon a half hug. You are always our biggest supporter. No wonder everybody misses you so much at home. Anyways, it is basically what he said, but my job specifically is to swim around the boats to make sure I can act if any human gets too close to the dragons. I usually go with this form since my natural form is so big and the humans in the boat would notice me swimming next to them. This is how she could be amongst humans and not be noticed, even though she is pink. She's always underwater, listening to them. And maybe that is where all those legends about mermaids come from. Alright, that explains it. So when are you leaving? Katsuki says, crossing his arms. Bakugo! Kachan! Kirishima and Izuku protest immediately, but he doesn't give them attention. His eyes are focused on the pink girl who is still holding his Deku against her chest. I was sent here to find Izuku and bring him back, she says seriously. He can't go back. He is hurt. Katsuki sticks his chin in defiance. And whose fault is that? Mina's reptilian eyes glare at him. No one's. It was no one's fault. Izuku interrupted, forcing them to break their glares at each other. Kachan and Kirishima were helping me with my quirk because I asked them to. It was an accident. Izuku, I know you want to be able to use your quirk, but they are helping me. Humans have this crazy, weird way of training. They do it until it works out. It made me be able to control my teeth. I'm sure Kachan will help me with my quirk too. Izuku pleads, then looks around as if he's going to say a secret, and speaks quietly. Besides, Kachan is teaching me how to read. Mina's eyes grow huge in surprise. Izuku nods solemnly. Is that true? The girl asks him, amazed. What? That I'm teaching the fucking nerd how to read? Sure, he'll be writing novels when I'm fucking done with him. Bakugo says dismissively, what the fuck is with dragons and books? Mina nods. Well, in that case, I understand, Izuku. But everyone is worried about you. Shoto is driving the elders crazy. Ochaka almost left the archipelago alone to look for you. Tenya made a formal petition to be allowed to look for you in the containment and to burn down every human village if he doesn't find you. The fuck? He can't burn us down, Katsuki yells. Of course he can't, Kachan. It goes against the elders' ruling. That is why he made a formal petition, Izuku explains to him as if he was talking to a 5-year-old. Fuck this shit. You need to go back there and tell them Izuku is fine, and he will go back when he can. Bakugo screams at Mina. Or maybe you could stay for a while. I don't know, I could show you the village. Maybe eat a slice of apple pie from Master Sato's. Watch the stars together. You know, the usual stuff. Kirishima says, with his face as red as his hair and a sly smile at the girl. Bakugo looks speechless at his friend in complete disbelief. What can he even say to the idiot who wants to take the fucking pink dragon girl on a date around the village? What is apple pie, Kachan? I have to go back to tell everyone Izuku is fine, but I also need to stay to make sure Izuku keeps being fine. This is such a confusing situation. Mina pouts and shakes her head. You can go and come back later, Mina, Izuku says, smiling. Just tell them I broke my wings, training my quirk. They know how this goes, and they will probably send you back to take care of me anyways. Mina looks at him skeptically. Are you sure? Humans are not very smart, Izuku. They may hurt you again, even without knowing. They have very tiny brains. Who the fuck isn't very smart, bitch? Bakugo launches himself against her, but Kirishima holds him down. Bro, stop it. As long as you return, my sweetie, Bakugo, really drop it. I understand that you have to talk to your friends, but I'm gonna miss you every second that you're gone. Kirishima tries to keep his charming smile while holding a raging Bakugo back. It works to some extent. Alright, so we can meet here tomorrow morning? What do you think, Mina? Izuku says with a big smile. Sure, that sounds like a plan. With a few excited goodbyes from Izuku and Kirishima, and a few death threats from Katsuki, Mina becomes a dragon again and flies away. See? Crisis solved. Izuku says happily. I think I'm in love. Kirishima swoons. What the fuck is wrong with you two? Have you seen the size of her? Everybody and their fucking grandmother will see her approaching tomorrow. How can you both be so calm? We are doomed! Katsuki screams. Katsuki almost loses his voice from how much he yelled at Izuku and Kirishima as they walked down the mountain. He is definitely hoarse when he and Deku arrive back to his house. Izuku tried calming him down the whole time, as Kirishima swooned and sighed about how beautiful Mina is. But Bakugo needed to vent his frustrations before getting back home. During dinner, Bakugo lets Izuku do all the talking with his parents. Matsuri and Mitsuki are excited to know what Izuku was thinking about their little village, and Deku showers them with praises. The shitty dragon is already friends with half the village from just a couple of hours walking around, and somehow he remembers the extras' names better than Katsuki, that has been living there his whole life. As soon as they finish their stew, Bakugo drags Izuku to his room. It was so delicious, Mitsuki. This is the best stew I have ever eaten. Oh, sweetie, you flatter me. I can give you the recipe if, for the love of God, it's just carrots and meat. This idiot has never eaten stew before and has no idea what he's talking about. Now let's fucking go. He needed some alone time to process everything that had happened the day, and he was not in the mood to hear Deku and the old hag debate the wonders of Mr. Sato's honey bread. He storms into his room and drops down on his bed. Izuku sits next to him on the bed and pets Katsuki's hair lightly. Mina is very nice, Kachan. You don't need to worry so much about her. Shitty Deku can't keep his big mouth shut. Katsuki is so done with hearing about how nice and amazing Mina is. She is a menace. That is what she is. All big and pink and wanting to take Deku away. I don't give a fuck what you think about her, shitty fanboy. I say she is bad news. Katsuki yells and turns his back at him, but Izuku keeps petting his hair. She has been following boats for years and no one's noticed her. I'm sure she could sneak in the mountain undetected. And she didn't force me to go with her. I can guarantee you that I don't know any other dragon that would have done that. Izuku explains softly. You should be allowed to stay wherever the hell you feel. Katsuki grumbles. He hates the idea of other dragons forcing Izuku to stay away from him. The dragon jumps on top of his back, knocking the air out of his lungs. The little shit is heavier than he looks. I want to stay with Kachan, Izuku says happily. Bakugo chuckles. You big baby, get off of me, or else we can't fucking study. Don't you want to learn how to read? The words work like magic. In seconds, Izuku is sitting down on the floor amongst the books. They ended up studying until their eyes gave up again and slept, curled around one another. At this point, Katsuki was used to waking up curled around a big, dark green dragon, but he could do without the drooling. "Wake up, nerd. We got a mountain to climb," Bakugo says, nudging the dragon. Izuku doesn't give any indication of being awake. Katsuki rolls his eyes fondly at him. What was the old saying Aizawa taught him? Never wake up a sleeping dragon? Well, Bakugo says that is bullshit. If you don't wake the fucker up, the shitty dragon will sleep till noon. He takes the time to check out Izuku's wings now that the dragon is dead to the world. They're still clearly crooked, but at least they look like wings again. All the other injuries seem to have healed. The only issue is the wings now. The image of Izuku hitting face first on the cliff and hitting against the rocks on his way down will be on Katsuki's nightmares for years to come. It is hard to believe that in only a few days, he is really almost injury-free, when Bakugo really thought the dragon could have died that day. Wait, that is right. Izuku hit his face against the cliff. There's no reason for his wings to be much worse shape than his head, from the injury it occurred. Katsuki runs his hands through Izuku's wings, trying to understand how they broke. He handles the wings carefully, and purposely feels each bone for fractures. The bones were almost pulverized, but Izuku's hide didn't tear, so it didn't make sense to say his wings got hurt banging against the rocks on his way down. And the fractures are pretty spread throughout the whole wingspan. That is weird, right? Finally, Izuku begins to stir in his sleep. Probably, Katsuki's examination hurt somehow, so he let go of the wing. "Hey, Deku, wake up." The dragon blinks his sleepy green eyes at Katsuki. "Can you shift? I need to ask you something." In just a couple of seconds, the big dragon becomes a small boy. However, the boy looks just as sleepy, and has the world's worst bedhead. How can he have bedhead if he slept as a dragon? Actually, how can he have bedhead if his hair is a magic projection of his sense of self? Dragon magic is weird. "Good morning, Kachan." Izuku smiles sleepily at him. "Morning, nerd. I have something to ask you. How did you break your wings?" Izuku scratched his head. "They broke when I hit the cliff? Why?" "But you hit the cliff head first. How did they break so badly?" Katsuki pushes. "Oh, that! They didn't break from hitting the cliff. They broke from me trying not to hit the cliff," Izuku explains, while stretching lazily. He rubs his own back where his wings would be. It's very cute. "What?" "The day when I jumped, I realized that I'd jumped too far and that I'd hit the mountain. So I willed my quirk to my wings to try to stop the jump in midair. But my quirk came to the wings too strong and broke them when I tried flapping." Izuku explains, gesticulating with his hands, the movement of wings and how they broke. Katsuki takes a moment to think about it. So Izuku can will his quirk to any part of his body, but the outcome of using it is disastrous. It is almost like when Katsuki's shoulder almost got dislocated because he swung his sword too hard. That day, Aizawa taught him he couldn't apply all the strength he had on his arm, or else the rest of his body wouldn't be able to keep up, and then made him train how to use his muscles of his back and legs to support his attacks. He will have to think more about it for the next time they try working on Izuku's quirk, but for now, they needed to grab some breakfast and climb up the mountain to meet Mina. Alright, so clearly Bakugo doesn't like Mina, and I don't think it's for the reason he says, like, no, she's trouble, she blah, blah, blah. No. Bakugo, you just don't like Mina because you literally, he's like, when Mina was like hugging Izuku, it's just like, he's hugging my Deku or something like that. Like, my dude, you're very possessive. Calm down. I get it. You're gay times 20, but we need to bring it down a notch, Bakugo. Bring it down a notch, please and thank you. But yeah, it's absolutely hilarious how overprotective of Izuku he is, you know? But yeah, it's just, I find it funny. I find it hilarious. Also, can we talk about Kirishima? Kirishima just instantly just, can just imagine little hearts in his eyes the second he looks at Mina. Also, I really love that little side piece of like, maybe that's why, we hear so many tales of mermaids. Mermaids? Nah, it was just Mina. Literally, it was just Mina. You thought there was a mermaid? Nah, that's Mina. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a bunch of dragons swimming next to you. Like, fucking mermaids? Nah, dragons. But yeah, that's funny. That's cool. I don't really have much else to say. I'm recording this in the middle of the night. So yeah, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content. And thank you so much for watching.